What's up, YouTube? Um, Cameron Porter here with another how-to video related to your mindset and manipulating energy, and especially related to growing your business. So this video is all about attracting your perfect clients effortlessly or with very little effort. Um, a lot of effort or action can be good and maybe even necessary to grow your business and build. Of course, I'm not telling you not to do that action, but what I'm here to tell you is that your mental actions, your intentional actions, like going into the mind or using a tool to expand your brain power towards what you're working on achieving, it's much more effective and powerful than any physical actions. I've done a ton of cold calling. I've done a ton of prospecting in my life. I've done lots of email outreach and video outreach. I've shot hundreds of videos for people. I've done lots of like proposals and like walkthrough videos and things that sell, and help me to grow with clients, right? To build up my clientele. And what I've noticed is all that action could almost amount to nothing if my mindset is not in alignment. If my intentions and the way that I speak, the words that create everything, are not in alignment with that picture. Perfect clients. Yeah, I can go out and grind and hustle and drum up a bunch of clients, but are they going to be ideal clients? Only if my intentions, my energy is in alignment. Now, I'm a specific manifester, so like it's important for me to get specific anyways. If you look into human design, not everybody is a specific manifester. I happen to be. So after knowing that, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get more detailed, get more specific about what I'm creating. So there's this tool that I've given out to quite a few people in the past, and there's been a lot of success stories from using this tool. One example is I gave it to this e-commerce marketing coach. We used to refer to her as the e-com queen. She's just amazing at e-com ads, and she runs an amazing agency, and she coaches on this stuff. Well, one time I gave her this tool, and it was probably a couple years ago. And the very next week, she acquired like a perfect client, and perfect in all these specific ways. They were high paying, like a $10,000 a month type client that was going to grow on her sliding scale, and they also checked all the other boxes for what is a perfect client for her. Well, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into it. Scripting, writing, commanding your reality is one of the most powerful ways of, dictating what you have in your space, in your reality. You want perfect clients? First, you need to identify and define what a perfect client is to you. What does that mean? You know, I know what a perfect client is for me, and I continue to add to the detail in this that I'm about to show you because, like I said, I'm a specific manifester. The more detail, the better. It's like you put in an order to the universal restaurant. Let's just use a metaphor here or an analogy, and you tell the server, and they'll bring you anything you ask for at this restaurant, right? But you tell the server you want something hot and tasty, and they come out with something hot and tasty, right? They check those two boxes. You only gave them two things to go off of, so they, brought you exactly what you asked for. Um, let's say you don't eat pork because it's a disgusting meat, and they bring you a hot and tasty pork chop. Oh shit. What what went wrong there? Well, if you want something specific, you need to be specific. If you don't know what you want, you just it's hard to define it and achieve it. So this is a simple tool. I love simplicity. I have a lot of tools that I can give to people intuitively and help them to grow and quantum leap and expand. Um, in this one is like the other tools. It's very simple. So what I want you to do is get a notebook. So easy to come by. If you're like me, you have oodles of notebooks laying around. I want you to write my perfect clients on the front of the notebook. And then you're going to write in real time. I suggest using a blue pen because blue ink retains in a more powerful, longer lasting way in your brain. You can look up the science behind it if you want. I don't. I know this is true and I use it. So you won't really catch me with a black pen unless I'm filling out paperwork for the IRS or a bank. Anyhow, you use a blue pen. I even go a little further and I use a special alphabet that I taught myself over the last several years. It's called the Vimala alphabet. It's derived from a whole lot of subliminal, subconscious things in the strokes of billionaires, handwriting of very, very, very wealthy and successful people. So I use the Vimala alphabet when I write anything, even when I'm taking notes. And so I write about my perfect clients. And I'm going to go ahead and read you maybe the first page or the first half of this page so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. You want this to be in real time, and I highly recommend or suggest that you get in alignment first. Spend at least 90 seconds anchoring in those feelings. What does it feel like to have perfect clients? Get to that feeling first, and then all the writing comes out and it matches that alignment, and the power is exponentially greater. Now, I'm going to give you another tool to compound this powerful tool even further, because I geek out on this stuff. Like reprogramming yourself is my passion. It's like my greatest passion. Yes, I help people grow their businesses and in massive ways and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. And I love to help people reprogram themselves. It's just something I've been doing this for a long time. Anyhow, I'm going to read some of this first page so you understand what I'm talking about. And notice some of the detail I put in here and some of the words I use specifically. Like I'll generalize and say all of my clients in this writing when I want, to encompass all of them. Like I really want that to be a trait that all of my clients have. So I put that in here. You'll notice some specific things. Without further ado, my clients are only ever happy, excited, and grateful. Just as I am happy and grateful to pay my bills and for services, my clients are always more than happy to pay me in full, on time, each month. Isn't that something you want in a perfect client? A client that pays on time in full and they're happy to do it. Some of my clients even enjoy paying 12 months or more in advance. I often get gifts and thank you notes and cards in the mail from happy clients. Some of my favorite tips and gifts have been in the form of extra money or cryptocurrency of high value. Almost every week, or even multiple times a week, I receive new, excited referrals from happy existing clients that are an optimal fit to work with, and they get started with me right away. So, I read about half of that first page. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read the whole thing. This just continues. Like I'll add to this and add to this and add to this. Now, this is the compounding tool. I'm going to try to keep this video under 10 minutes. Take these writings. You can go the extra mile and play some 528 hertz or some abundant frequency in the background. I've got some awesome frequencies playing right now as I speak, and then you record yourself reading all of this in your own voice. Okay, so this is powerful because the subconscious only recognizes self. It applies everything to self, anyways. So whose voice do you think is the most powerful to speak in, to hear things in, to reprogram yourself in? Your own voice. So read this, and I've done this. Read this in your own voice. Read your My Perfect Clients real-time writing that you're doing, journaling if you want to call it that, and then find time every single day, or set a timer in your phone to sit, close your eyes, get in alignment, meditate, or whatever it takes, 90 seconds or more of anchoring that emotion, those feelings, frequency, and then listen to the playback of yourself and these powerful scriptings. Um, and then what you can do is, as you continue to write in this my perfect clients journal, you can add to your audio recording and just make it longer and more detailed. And maybe you reach 5-10 minutes or more of audio where you're just sitting there and getting into that space. That mental action is 1,000 times more powerful than you making hundreds of cold calls. It's like, yeah, you could still make hundreds of cold calls if that's something you dig and you have time. But what if your hundreds of cold calls were done while you're in alignment with your perfect clients? You're going to skip right through those people that are not ideal, and you're going to land on the ones that are perfect. So, anyhow, this is in conjunction with the action, with the physical action, with the business action you're taking. It is also more important. Mark my words. Your mental action, your frequency that you project, is far more important than any of the physical actions you're taking in life. Go ahead and try to prove me wrong if you want, but I'd much rather you prove me right and, you know, run with these tools and then come back and be like, holy shit, man, you 10x my business or 20x my business in a short amount of time. Like, this is wild. Because that's the kind of results that you can see. And like I said, totally depends. Get in that alignment, get in that frequency that you desire, and do these journalings. You can do this for any area of your life. This is specifically for attracting perfect clients and growing your business, effortlessly. It really isn't that much effort to write your desires down and record them and listen to them. It's not that hard to do. We often shoot ourselves in the foot by not doing the small things. The small things add up to the big things. Hope this helps, and I look forward to seeing the powerful results you achieve in life using this tool.